Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today I thought I'd show you what I like to call our $1 smart pot. So stay tuned, I'll kind of show you what I mean. Let's grow. So here are some veggies that we have in our solo cups that we're procrastinating on getting in the ground because we have some really cold days, or 1 or 2 more cold days coming next week. So we're just gonna leave them all out here. I figured I'd give y'all a quick look. We have some that's kind of asking to be put out already, looking for some food anyway. So now most of you know what I'm talking about when I say smart pots. Now for those of you that don't know what a smart pot is, it's a trendy, pretty expensive planting pot that promises your plants have zero shock from being root bound because the roots are air prune naturally. Also promises new gardeners or inexperienced people not to ever overlove or overwater their plants. They're also really pricey. Though the price is coming down, they're still pretty high. So what I have here today is what I like to call the $1 smart pot. Now you can pick these things up, like I said, for $1. If you have a Dollarama, Dollar Tree, Dollar Store, I don't know where you live at, but if you have one of those places where you can get pretty much anything for $1, you will be able to find these. Now there's a difference between these and a lot of the other shopping bags, is really what they are, called shopping bags. Some of them have liners on the inside, some of them shiny and look like woven burlap. The ones that we get are the cheaper ones that you can almost see through, and you can tell that air goes through it really easy. If you put water in it, it's not going to stay. And these are pretty much what we use for our smart pots, or grow containers. Now you can find them in different sizes. They're not in measurements, of course, any size on these things, but what we did find is the big ones are around 8 or 10 gallons, and some of the smaller ones that you find is around 4 to 6 gallons. So we're going to go ahead and show you how we use these as smart pots and how they're different to the smart pots you buy online. And today we're going to go ahead and do some container taters. Okay guys, so here we have our Colin bucket, and I have a mixture here of 2-to-1 ratio of moss, sterilized potting soil, and I also have some of our aged compost. And in both of these mixtures, I've added some perlite to the mix. We like everything to be nice and fluffy for these container grows. Also, we have our $1 container here, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So now the first thing I'm going to do is when I plant my taters in containers, regardless of if it's a bucket or grow container, I'm always going to fill or line the bottom with a couple inches of compost, fresh compost. And again, I've added a little bit of perlite here to the mixture, and I'm going to add just a little bit more when I'm done. So I'm going to go ahead and dump this in here. This will help our fabric pot stand up a little more. I'm going to spread this in here. Again, I'm by myself today. The rest of the guys went for a nice walk around the pond. Looks like we're going to get a little rain, so I figured I'd go ahead and get some of this done. All right, so now here's our compost. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this compost with just a little bit more perlite. Trust me guys, this has done wonders for us in the past. We do all of our containers this way, especially potatoes. Okay, now right directly on top of this compost, in the bottom of this grow bag, we're only going to put 2 taters. Now if we have the big ones, the red ones, which is 8 to 10 gallons, we would put 4 potatoes. Now we would put those in a diamond shape and scatter them all out, but today we're just going to use 2 for this smaller container, so I'm going to go ahead and grab those. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pick this out. 2 really good potatoes here. Got some pretty nice size on them. And what we're going to do with these is we're going to put them cut side down, and I'll show you that in just a second. We're going to put them cut side down straight inside that compost. Is we're going to take our mixture right here, and we're going to go ahead and add it straight in on top of these taters without adding any moisture to this soil yet, because all this right here has already been mixed up. We mixed it all up by hand. It has a little bit more of a brown look to it than the dark. And we like our tater so it'll be a little bit more barky when it first starts out. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump this in here right quick. Now the next step is just as simple, guys. All we do is just add water a gallon at a time and give it about somewhere between 10 to 15 minutes for the soil to soak up that water, and then we'll add another gallon, and we'll keep doing that until we see that bag get a little darker or kind of change colors a little bit from being soaked with water. Once we see the water come out of the bottom and the bag start to change colors from being soaked, we'll pretty much stop. After that, we won't add any more water until we see that sprout come up. There's our container taters in our $1 Smart Pot. So we already talked about a lot of the advantages. Plants not really getting root bound, no overwatering, really light and easy to maneuver around, and they're really cheap. So when we do this mixture for our potatoes, we like for the mixture to be kind of on the dry side, because when we first put our taters in, moisture is the first thing that's going to destroy your potatoes. But that's also why we add a whole gallon of water on top of the mixture and allow it to come through and change colors on the bottom before we need to see if we add another gallon. We want to make sure that moisture goes all the way down because the mixture we put in this pot is really dry. Alright guys, so that's it on our container grow. We line the property out with these with all kind of different things in them. We do cherry tomatoes, sunflowers, cucumbers, anything you want to do in these on the single container grow, you can do that. Alright guys, so that's it. We'll come back and show you guys when sprouts come out and show you what we do from there. But we hope this helps, and we hope you guys find you some of these $1 Smart Pots and get to growing. You hear that noise in the background? It's time to stop playing around and go play around. Y'all have a good weekend. Okay guys, thank you for watching. If you don't mind, click that notification bell so you don't miss anything.